Welcome to this episode of Ruff Talk VR. Today we're talking about another App Lab game, 2 weeks in a row. Last week we had talked about Guardians VR, a kick-ass game on App Lab. Today we're talking about Gods of Gravity, a style of game that I always preach isn't used enough in VR, which is a top-down strategy game. And this one's free on App Lab, but not really free. I mean, they have an interesting pricing model. The game by default is free. And they give you a frick ton for free as well. They give you like 6 campaign missions, multiplayer, whole bunch of stuff for free. You can't host all of the available maps for free, but you get limited map hosting for free. Or for $9.99 currently until December 31st, then you get the full game. Or for $29.99, you get the full game plus the ability to create and share maps. So the game's anywhere from free to $29.99, which is a very interesting thing to say. But it's a great game. It's got a 4.6 overall on the App Lab store with 272 total ratings and 122 written reviews. And also, I will say it came out November 21st, 2021. And I don't think it had this pricing model when it first dropped.
I think it was just flat out free.
Yeah, I think this is a pretty recent thing. I think you were even saying, honestly, for what's in the game, and the quality of it, they could justify just a flat 15, no tiers, no free, no 30, just sell me the game for 15.
Because right now, if you pay the $9.99 or previous $14.99 or the $29.99, you get your name on a wall of fame.
Of founders is what they call it.
Either in silver or gold.
Yep, silver if you spend the $9.99.
Yeah,
the $29.99 gets you the gold.
The gold.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking at all the names up there and I'm kind of doing my own math, and then I'm like, if they just charged $14.99
from the get-go,
they might have had more. But it's my understanding they're charging because they want to put full-time
I don't see
an investment into it. So
I don't see how the game made money before this pricing model. And
maybe it didn't.
And it's definitely worthy of it. So I do think there will probably be that crowd of people that, played it a year ago and had it completely for free. And now they're seeing it's going to cost money. They'll probably be salty versus the game probably deserved to be free or deserved to be charged money from day one anyway. They should have just gone with
I don't know how much was in the game in day one, but from the people we know that have played it, they loved it.
They've always loved it, yeah. And I will say this before we get into the description of how the game actually works and everything, this was...
Who the developer and publisher is.
Oh, you know what? I should say that before I go to the next point. It is developed and published by Trass Games. It's TRASS and then Games. This was one that we had actually, we were posting in our Patreon Discord chat. Because if you go to our Discord, there is a separate room just for Patreon users. And we said, hey, guys, vote for a game. Come up with a game for us to review. And, they kind of sorted it out over the next week or two. And then they came back with Gods of Gravity. And to be honest with you, this one had kind of flown underneath my radar. And I'm surprised because I always say I love these type of strategy games. And the way this game works, it's such an interesting, I guess, aesthetic thing going on. I was so confused at first. You move yourself by grabbing and pulling. It's one of those style games. Mm-hmm. Or you can teleport by pointing and clicking to where you want to go. But real quick, I'll kind of get sidetracked and say, funny thing about the Wall of Founders, because I paid the $9.99 and my name was all the way at the top.
Second in the top row.
So I'm way at the bottom. I can't see it. And I was like, man, cool concept. But, I paid money and I know where my name is because it's highlighted a special way that it's yours. But I can't see it. And you were even like, yeah, that's a little dirty. And then so I'm kind of complaining about it. And you go, hey, dude, how do you move in the game? And I go, oh. So yes, if you pay for the game, you see your name on the wall, you can't see it, just grab and pull.
Grab and pull anywhere around you. You'll go in the air.
I'm so stupid. I can't believe how much I was
I
sitting
had
there.
tears in my eyes laughing.
Yeah. Well, even you, it took you a second before you figured it
I'm
out.
standing there and I'm looking at the wall and I'm like, wow, I can see your name up there because you told me the exact spot it was in, but I would never know that was your names. And I'm like, I can't imagine they would do this and take money from people and put your name up so high it's blurry. Mm-hmm. And I was like, what the frick? And they built the wall from, it looks like, the ground up. So if you were one of the early ones, you're on the bottom floor of that
Anybody News at the top.
Big, structure they've built. But then I'm like, well, wait a second, to move around in the game. And this is the lobby. I never even thought in a million years to try to move around.
Me neither.
Just look over to the right and go, oh, there's the wall. And to the left is like the tournament winners. And then I just pulled myself up and I'm like, yeah, that makes total sense.
Yeah, I felt like such an idiot.
I was dying. I literally had tears in my eyes.
But the game has a single player campaign. It has multiplayer of anywhere up to 2 to 8 people, which you can play with bots in multiplayer. Mm-hmm. You can do kind of like a quick custom room solo for yourself too. So let's say you go into the campaign, they give you a little tutorial right off the start, which I wish I paid more attention to. I was like all strategy games, as much as I love them, the first 2 or 3 minutes of any new strategy game is always so you're lost. You're like, what am I doing? Mm-hmm. So you go through the little tutorial, then you hop into the campaign. The game's in space, and the concept is you have like a home base.
Home moon.
Yeah, with like these energy balls around it, that it'll be represented in a number, but then that spawns ships. And you have to use those ships to go take moons, which just get more energy for the nearest base, nearest planet, or more importantly, you go capture other planets by using your ships. And every planet has like built-in defense. Besides ships, it has, the little energy balls seem to do damage to attacking ships as well. Whatever number it might be, 30, 15, 60 of them, whatever. But then some planets also have ships. So you take over the planet. Now that increases your capacity to have a bigger fleet. But each mission, there's other players in it. Unfortunately, it couldn't be so good that you just go around and take over the planet.
Dominating the universe?
No, it doesn't work like that. In the campaign, there's an AI on the other side. It starts with just one AI, but the campaign gets pretty freaking hard as you advance through it, and there will be missions that you play with multiple AI. So they're trying to get planets too. And guess what? They'll attack your planets, you'll attack theirs, and the concept is that you have to try to take the other player's home main base. And every different map has different amount of planets, different amount of moons, different layout. The campaign starts to get concepts like there might be a black hole in the middle, which was probably my hardest mission of the whole campaign I did, where it sucks in everything throughout time. So it's really a race against the clock. Just really cool concept. Very simple. Just scoop up your ships. You scoop them up with your right hand. You have this kind of like ball, kind of like a magnet. You scoop them all up, and then you move them to a planet. Or you can build wormholes where you like click here, you click there, and pew, they all just kind of teleport and attack. But you got to be real strategic about how you do this game, because you leave a planet open. This was happening to you when we did multiplayer last night. You left your planet open, and then the AI just came in and murked you.
I didn't expect the AI to be so aggro, but it was. Yeah. So I mean, that's all I can say to that defense was I cleaned out my home planet of all my ships, and I'm big into the wormhole moving.
Mm-hmm. I noticed you do that more than me.
Yeah, I'll wormhole it and then cancel the one behind me, so it's not pulling off
continuous.
My planet. Yeah, because that's the worst is when you look behind you and you're like, shit, man, there's nothing at my home base, but yet there's no ships there because I've wormholed them somewhere else. And then I would recommend not emptying your whole home base like I like to do.
No, because we were doing a multiplayer round with, me and you on separate teams, and then 2 other AI on separate teams. So 4-person game. And you sent all of your troops to go attack, I think it was red.
Red, yeah.
And then magenta, the other AI, just went, what are you doing? And freaking just took your home base ruthlessly. So yeah, I've learned I don't like to pull troops from my home base too much, except in the beginning. What I'll do is I'll take troops from the home base, get 1 or 2 planets, kind of get my first establishment, and then I'll kind of use the troops that form on the new planets only to kind of continue to dominate from there.
Yeah, I noticed you don't touch your home ones unless you have to.
Yeah, not unless I'm like, screw them, I'm taking the home, or they're whatever. I just need an emergency supply of troops, defend whatever. Yeah, I don't like to touch my home base. I like my home base to have at least 70, 80 power in it.
No, the game's mad challenging. It's a lot more challenging than I thought it would be, because graphically it's kind of like,
simple.
I'm being honest to say, it's not the greatest graphics. It's like a lot of black, a lot of,
it's space.
Some lines.
Some planets.
It reminds me of if you were to envision a modern day asteroids from the 70s, because that was just white and black, just triangle ships and shit. But for some reason, it doesn't matter. It doesn't hurt the experience at all. I'm actually, and not only can you like grab fistfuls of your ships or use wormholes, but you can throw them. So you can take like a fistful of your ships, because I've done this numerous times, and just huck it to like the planet that you want to capture that's like next to you or some shit. But sometimes some of those planets have their own individual perks too. So when you capture that planet, it's going to build, this specific type of ship.
That is 100% correct.
Or in like the multiplayer one we were playing, there were ones that were cutting rocks, cutting like asteroids in half with a laser that went around, which I actually thought was kind of cool because they didn't have to go through really that level of description, but they did.
Well, what's cool about the game is it starts so simple in the campaign. I think you only have one troop type your first mission.
Yeah.
Just that regular ship. And then each mission, they introduce a new element, whether it's a new ship type, because there's
new
plenty.
perk.
Yeah, new perk types, because forgot to mention this, it's called Gods of Gravity. You have like God perks. So you start with just one, but if you go to the main menu, before you select the mission and you look at your left hand, you can select different ones that you unlock throughout the campaign. Might increase your production, might build a shield, bunch of different possibilities. There's probably like a total of 6 to 9 of them. So you might unlock new perks, might unlock new ship types that get introduced throughout the game. Not that you unlock them, but they're now introduced throughout the campaign.
You earn them.
Yeah, new gameplay elements.
You earn them.
Example, like the game starts, you're just taking moons and planets, but then, they might introduce, like I said, the black hole, or they're going to introduce suns. Like if there's a sun around a area of planets. If you take the sun, your ships get temporarily boosted, which I used to not like, but if you're doing a multiplayer,
you have to.
I was using that so good last night.
Because the AI will.
Oh my God.
They'll use multiples. If there's 3 suns on that map, you bet your ass they're going to try to activate all of them.
But then what I started to do is, all right, I'm going to take a sun, and then I'm going to take 3 of their planets because my guys are just so powered right now. But sometimes I would take a moon, and then the other guy would take a moon too, and I'm like, well, now we're both boosted. Why are you doing that, man? I'm just trying to dominate.
I give them props too that when you play the AI, it's like it'd be easy to make the AI teleport anywhere they want super fast.
They don't.
It's like you'll see what the AI does do though is he'll attack one area, and then the minute the attack's going on, you see him walking across the map.
He does a lot. She AI does a lot better attacking multiple directions, fighting 2 front wars than I do.
Oh yeah, the minute it launches one attack, it's already moving to another area of the map that it wants to, or the solar system that it wants to. And the AI avatars and your avatar reminds me of Loco Dojo.
Yeah, so they're just a mask.
Yeah, it's pretty much just a little
floating mask,
little eyes and the headband.
First thing you did when we went into a multiplayer room with each other, you can start like ramming yourself into me with it.
Head button.
We were both just rolling. It was so stupid.
Head button.
And what's interesting is, so the multiplayer lets you play on the same team if you want, which we're so silly sometimes with how we approach each game. Some games were super, we have all the patience in the world, but for whatever reason, when we did this, we had no patience with it. We go into multiplayer with it. We go to be the same team. And the way being on the same team works, how I imagined, was you were going to have a home base and I was going to have a home base, but we're on the same team.
I thought so.
No, you're both picking from the same home base, which instantly I was like, this is stupid.
This isn't going to work.
This isn't going to work. You're sitting there doing nothing while I'm moving, troops all around, mad aggro. So we quit. We go back. We do a 4-person one with us being on separate teams, whatever, but we'll face some AI too. By the time one AI got eliminated, I was like, dude, I wish we were on the same team, controlling the same
it was also
home base.
Such a huge map.
Yeah, because
it was a small map. I think it would have been
different,
more manageable. But yeah, because you were literally having to fight 2 fronts constantly.
And I was like, if I could deal with the left or the right, and you take the other side, which would have, there were so many troops by then, it would have worked effortlessly. So,
but in the beginning, somebody's going to be waiting like 5-10 minutes.
At the most. I figure once you take 3-4 planets, by then you're good to kind of both start to move out. But it was just funny to see, my opinion quickly flip from like, this is a flawed concept to, oh, this actually works really good. And in the multiplayer for hosting rooms, there was probably like 20 different room types just by default.
Yeah, no, they give you a good variety.
Anywhere from like standard size, simple size, just different layouts. Huge one designed for 2 versus 2.
Plus, you get the 3 difficulty settings for when you play the AI. So it's like,
which we played them on easy, and that shit, they put up a fight.
They're not easy.
The AI is very skilled
Might
at this
say
game.
easy, but it's not behaving easy. So the advanced is like, you better have your shit together.
Yeah, no, I was very impressed with how the AI was playing. We were even complimenting it while we were doing the multiplayer. We were like, damn, they're slick.
I didn't, they do things that I wouldn't think they would do. So it's like, I find it harder to predict this AI for the type of game it is than I thought I would. I thought, pick up on a pattern, but it's like, wow, this guy really.
There was a couple times in the campaign too where like I almost had the AI beat in the mission, and then they did a hell of a comeback and like took so much planets back from me.
The AI knows what it's doing.
There were some missions, like again, that black hole mission just sticks out to me. That one took me a couple days to beat. Like I would play a whole night and not beat it for 2 days in a row.
And that's part of the free content.
Yeah. That one's in the free missions. So yeah, they give you a frick ton for free. But for me, I love the campaign and like the ability to host all of the different room types for $9.99 currently, and then $14.99 after December 31st. For me, it was a no-brainer buy. But if you never buy the game, you get those handful of campaign missions and then you just do multiplayer with your friends, you could play this game endlessly for free.
Although you're limited on what multiplayer maps I think you can play on the free.
I believe you're limited on what you can host, not what you can join. So you just can't host all the different map types.
It's weird. If you look at their 3 price point tiers from free to $29, I just find the whole thing bizarre. I'm like,
I'd just rather charge me $15 flat.
I've had my finger on the trigger for the $9.99
but
twice, and I'm like, I just don't know.
But here's the thing. If they had no free option, because they almost give you too much for free. If they had no free option and the game just cost 1 tier of cost, just one thing, you would have already bought it by now.
Yeah. I would or I wouldn't be talking about it.
So it's like, I think that they'd be better off just charge, $9.99 or $14.99, whatever. Because
it could just be because of the hate they'd receive from the people who have been playing it for free for so long.
They probably screwed themselves with that coming out of the gate free like that. I think developers deserve to earn money.
Maybe it was more of a project of, this is what we'd like to do, but didn't know how well it would be perceived. And then the reality is hey, we're on to something here, and we got to do it full time.
People love this.
How do we monetize this thing?
Yeah.
Because the truth is if they were really making no money on it,
I can't see how they made money on it before, because it's a great game.
Yeah, that really sucks, because what they must have been offering for free it's like, what the hell?
But if you want my opinion, if I was like producer of the game, whatever,
$14.99,
I would just pull the Band-Aid, bring on the heat for a month. We have to though. We have to make a living. Whatever has to be done.
I question
developers deserve to get paid. Especially
we'll never say that they shouldn't get paid, but just make it. It's just weird.
It doesn't feel like straightforward, transparent pricing.
Let's be totally honest. So you pay the $9.99, and then you're like, the only real big jump you're getting for paying $30 is the ability to make maps.
Yeah, and I also think they give you some like exclusive, public rooms, VIP public rooms, whatever, different game types. It seems
you want to build that player base, then just me. I'd love to see them restructure the price, and I feel bad even saying it. It's not my game. I didn't,
No, but
I'm sure it was painstaking for them to have to.
I just don't think tiered pricing is consumer friendly. It's weird.
No, not if you're making a store push.
No.
Not that I think it's necessary, but if it's a cleaner price, I think it helps the cause
100%
more than, somebody looking at it and being like,
100%.
I don't know about this.
Especially because it's a game that can justify that price. If it couldn't justify, it'd be one thing.
Easily.
Incomplete, buggy. I had no bugs with this game. It was very, very clean with that. There was a moment when we were party chatting with each other, playing the campaign, and it was pretty early on in the campaign. If you go to attack a base super far away from yours, you'll see above every moon and planet, there's like a little energy symbol. where it'll say if you have energy near there, and the way you get energy is by capturing, different planets or moons near there. So you can't just go from this side, to the other side without capturing things along the way.
You can't base rush is what they stopped.
Yeah, you got to kind of approach towards it. And we're just like, dude, I can't figure out why I don't have energy at certain places. And if you go to attack somewhere and you don't have energy there, all of your troops you send are just going to get murked.
Yeah, they're going to
they can't do anything.
They even kind of gray them out, and it makes a funny sound.
Yeah,
so
right away
instantly.
And you'll see the lightning, like the electricity bolt. Boom, there's a line through it.
Like, hey, we're telling you, you don't have any power going here.
But maybe for the first couple missions, we couldn't figure out what the hell was going on. Why don't we?
Yeah, why can't I attack the base?
And we're like, oh, that's not a bug or nothing. That's us being an idiot. So no bugs, just minor game. Which they probably taught us that in the tutorial.
I'm 1,000,000% sure they briefed over the.
That's why I was saying
I think when they made you capture a moon, it was for the full understanding
that this is to get the progression there.
And then you'll notice, the ring gets bigger, and you have now go attack another moon. So they force you to do it kind of step by step. You can't just be like you said, go one side to the other.
Yeah, it made so much sense. And that's kind of what I said earlier about the tutorial too. I wish I should redo the tutorial, because this happens to me every strategy game I play. There's so much gameplay concepts. It's hard to capture them all in the tutorial. Even if they show you, it's like, I'm not going to remember every single element.
I always find them momentarily overwhelming at first. For some reason, I'm like,
this one was.
How am I ever going to figure this out? And then it's like, if you just take your time, play the damn game, and it's not just, I'm not talking specifically even this game. It's like, there's been so many times in my life this has happened. Like, I'm never going to play this game. Then you look like a month later, especially in like flat screen gaming.
Yeah.
Now you're just manipulating all the controls. You know what to do. You know what not to do.
I have this in every top-down, especially like, any top-down strategy game, but especially like the grand strategy ones. Anything with like a lot of different stuff going on, it's always very overwhelming for the first couple hours, and then you really get the hang of it. That happened to me with this too. I was like, I kind of think I know what I'm doing,
but I'm not really sure if I know what I'm doing.
It took me
even now. I'm like, I know that there's a lot better strategies to use than the ones I use.
Yeah, so learning not to pull everything from my home base was the moment I started like
and when to attack and where to attack. Because I've used strategies. This one works great. Is like you'll see your enemy dumping out one of his bases to go attack you somewhere.
So go attack that base you just emptied from.
Just jump it as quick as you can, and then
frick you. Then go defend your other one.
Sometimes he'll try to send his people back instantly, but at this point, you can usually hold your ground.
Because it's so much easier to defend a base than to get it back. Because even if you only momentarily lose a base, it has that built-in natural defense of whatever the score is, 10, 15. So, you defend your base, you just have to destroy their 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 ships coming at you, whatever. But they get the base. Now you have to destroy those ships plus their built-in natural defense, which the natural defenses have destroyed the shit out of my ships before. Like, I'm like, I'm taking this base, and then I'll just see my
done.
And all of the combat in this game happens in orbit. So, like, you throw your ships at a moon, a planet. There's also asteroids that come into the game later in the campaign and in multiplayer, which build resources too. But all of your ships that you put on anywhere are rotating around it in orbit. So if enemies come, you guys are both orbiting around each other. And with there being different enemy types, or not enemy types, but vehicle types that might be yours too. There's shield ones, there's default shooters, there's like laser ones, there's nukes, which just destroy 2 ships if they get hit, but they can get shot as well. Where these ships interact with each other in orbit is going to affect a lot of the combat, even if one army size is bigger. If all of your shields have their back turned, and all of your ships get their back turned, and the other army comes up behind them, you're fricked. So you have to kind of be smart about where you throw your ships into orbit against your opponent's ships too. It's like, wow, there's even micro strategy just going on with the combat, where when you first start, you think it's just, simulation almost. Like you put it there, then it's simulate. Like, no, there's like, You can. There's even been times where my guys are circling around them, and they're almost in like a little bit of a stalemate because of the amount of shields on each other. So I'll take 4 of them and reverse their orbit. Freaking start murking, and then that turns the tide. It's like, wow, that's something I just discovered the other day.
Yeah, like I said, there's so much strategy that could be put into this, and I mean, you don't have to, and you can still have fun. I'm starting to really love those multiplayer maps with the AI.
Yeah, I loved the single player at first because it introduced the game, slowly. Every mission, one new vehicle or ship, one new gameplay element, asteroids, suns, whatever. But the multiplayer, I can see the endless replayability for me, and you even just facing bots.
No, I'm happy with
I don't think I want to face real players right now. I know I'm not the best player at this game.
No, I see that little tournament Hall of Fame. So that means for them to have a tournament, they had a lot more than the names on there. So I don't need any of that noise.
Nope.
I'm still in the learning mode.
Yeah. I mean, we put a lot of hours into this, but this is just like any strategy game. This is why I love them. There's so much.
Only way to get better is to keep playing and then figure out, even if it's the minutest thing that gives you a little bit of an edge. Yeah, you'll need it.
Everything in this game, and I don't know what it is. You can play it sitting, but I tend to play it standing.
I've done both.
I don't know what's wrong with me in this game. I can't stay in the same spot while I'm playing. I'll constantly surprise myself for how with a dragging game that you can stand still, I'll end up on the other side of my room. I hit my wall playing this game.
I think sometimes it's because when you're pulling, you're actually walking.
I think so too.
That's why those VR treadmills,
so good.
Fucking $2,000 treadmill, whatever. It's perfect because I have the same problem.
Yeah, there's also built-in turning in the game.
Yeah,
but I don't use it.
No, I turn my body.
So I'm turning my body and I'm walking and I'm pulling.
I'm in a whole universe. Why do I want to use my joystick?
I was pissing my girlfriend off too because she was trying to watch TV. I'm playing in the living room and I keep walking in front of her and she's like, "Dude, again?" And I'm like, "The worst part is I don't need to walk in this game. There's absolutely no reason to."
It's one of the reasons I ended up sitting on my couch because I got tired of hearing, can you move to the left, please? Like, I didn't even know I was really moving that far.
And
I've actually come close to my TV with this.
Yeah, and I'd feel less bad if the game required that movement,
No,
but it's like,
it's
why am I even doing this?
It'd be like the equivalent of playing Demio and ending up across the room.
Yeah.
You're like, why?
There's no reason to.
No.
I don't think in any of the
Although I play Demio sitting down, so
that's
I don't know
maybe
what
if you
happened
did it standing.
I'd be doing the same thing. Like, I don't want to walk the map.
I've just yet to play the game a whole session and take off my headset in the same spot that I put it on.
No.
It's so weird with this game.
No, it's not happening.
And
not for me anyways.
And the color coordination of the game works good. Like every team, whether it's 1v1 or, triple threat match, whatever, everybody's a different color. So it makes it very easy to see just right in front of you who controls what. But also if you look at your left hand in game, there's a mini map on there that'll show the total radius of who controls what. So there's been times like, I thought that I was losing just because like, oh my God, I'm just losing bases.
Oh,
but then
just
I'll
look at your...
like, oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'm kicking ass,
Yeah, sometimes it feels and looks worse on your end. Till again, you look at that ridiculously, it's like a cartoony map almost, but you can see in a nutshell that no,
You're either
I'm
doing good or
actually
bad.
really winning this. You know what I do wonder though about the colors? They should have a colorblind setting. I didn't check. I don't think they do,
I don't think they do either.
but I know that green probably wouldn't work.
No, well, because green and blue, especially in the same game against each other,
It's
definitely
like
wouldn't
a
work.
HUD display color, so I don't think that would fly.
That's a good point. Interesting. I didn't even think about that till now.
I mean, they use some far off colors,
Mhm.
like magenta's not.
But what's interesting is when you add somebody to the game, it doesn't let you select
No,
which color you like. Okay,
you can once you're in,
yeah, like so.
but you're defaulted, I think.
If there's 2 people in the lobby, there's red and blue, but you can't pick, hey, instead of red, I want green. You can just pick if you're on team red or blue. Same, then you add a third person, there's red, blue, and green. You can't pick, all right, instead of green, I want yellow. You just pick which of those 3 teams you want,
I wish I was smart enough to know what the colors are that can't be seen and seen, because then it makes me question, would anybody care if, we all went to these specific colors so everyone could enjoy it? Does there even need to be a setting or just and I get, grand scale games like a Grand Theft Auto. That'd be tough to do.
But for a simple game like this, there's like 4 colors.
As far as background environment and element goes.
Yeah, there's really not much going on graphically with this game. You have planets. You have
no trees or nothing.
Yeah, you have like outside view of planets from space. You have moons. You have a hell of a ton, space background. You have ships that do combat. You have suns and asteroids. I think that's about it. Black hole, dude. When we were doing multiplayer the other day, you had died, so you were spectating, which the spectator view is pretty cool. But you were spectating. There's a black hole in the multiplayer map we were doing. And you're like, dude, are these your ships? And I look at the black hole and I have like 20 dudes just circling. I'm like,
circling around the black hole.
Like they're gonna go away in a second.
You're like, thanks for telling me, man.
Yeah.
Oh, and then when we were playing and I got killed, and then I looked above on the ceiling because I don't know why I never looked up in space. I guess why would you? But I looked up and it looked like there was a black hole on the ceiling. So I clicked on it. It's there. Why not click on it? And then it brought me out to the lobby. So I was back in the lobby looking down on the whole map from reminded me of being in like Star Wars or Star Trek, looking at the big battlefield map.
Yeah, and
watching the shit go down.
You were giving me commentary on, because it was me and the AI left.
Yep.
Because you got killed in your.
It was cool
your
watching
attempt.
it play out.
Yeah, you actually sounded very entertained for not actively playing the game. You were like, he took a base over there. Oh, I see you're gaining ground. You just took a moon. I was like, yeah, I did just take a moon.
I still have access to my map, so I could still see the map setting and be like, oh shit. I could see how it was playing out.
And there is one multiplayer game mode I'm dying to do with you now that we haven't done yet. The boss battle one. Which
the God one.
It's
boss
like
God.
The boss is like super powerful and it's built for you two versus them. But yeah, I mean, the only criticism I really have is the price model. And that's
all I would gig them on.
I mean, gameplay wise, this is exactly the type of game that I preach almost every week that I want more of in VR. I think every time I play this game, let's say I go to hop off my headset at 11 p.m., I accidentally get off at 11:20 playing this game.
No, easily.
It's
a time buster.
We were playing the game last night, and hey, we're starting early to podcast today. So I was thinking, maybe stop 11:30, whatever.
No.
I look at our headset and we're done, and it's 12:10.
Yeah, we're gonna be pushing 1 o'clock if we keep. And
I wanted to.
The fucked up part is I would have played again.
Yeah, I had so much excitement playing it. Oh my god, it was so much fun.
I think we're gonna call it a night. I'm like, man.
But then I didn't think it was that late until I pressed pause.
It was
match
after midnight.
And the thing is, you'll be playing a game too. If you look at your map, it'll tell you how long. Above the map, it'll tell you how long you've been playing a map. So, like, example, when I kept losing in that black hole mission, it was so painful seeing like 20 minutes and then a loss. There's even one time you lost a mission. You're like, all of that work to lose.
Oh, and that one was so painful because it had to be an hour.
Yeah.
And then, oh man, I again took way too many ships and went full blown attack on his home base. At the same time, they brought more ships to my home base. So they got my home base like 10 seconds quicker than I got theirs. And then the countdown starts because you only have 30 seconds. And I kind of panicked and I didn't take whatever ships I had it. Because I was like, I'm going to win this. And I'm like, wait a minute. He's got like a 4 or 5 second head start on mine. I was doomed. I'm like, all that freaking time.
Because you lose your home base.
To lose over like 4 or 5 seconds. Oh man, I was pissed. I won't lie. I was like, I'm heated. But obviously came back and played it again.
But you can see the strategy of it. It's like, hey,
if
you can take their base, dude. If you can take their base, doesn't matter if you lose your base, as long as you get that timer first, just don't lose their home base now that you took over.
This is one that I would predict is, and I'm even going to speculate that part of the whole pricing is the gear up to try to get it on the store.
Yeah, I think if they can polish up their pricing model, just have one flat rate, call it a day. I think that there's no reason that this shouldn't be on the official store and would probably be, and you were saying it the other day on Party Chat, you're like, hey, dude, go look at the games that we've reviewed that were on App Lab that are now on the official store. And almost every single one, if not every single one, says top rated on it. And I have a feeling this would be another one of those.
Yeah, it's really weird to see, like, because there's so many games that come store direct, but you look at their, just like all the other games, and they're not top rated games. There is a lot of actual store release games that are top rated, but you look at the App Lab graduates,
they kill it.
They all have something blue next to their, whether it's top rated or, highest played or whatever. It's like, damn, it just shows you the gold that really exists on that other store, App Lab, that is producing games that once people figure out what it is, it's like, we just can't emphasize enough. Go on App Lab, because you have literally proven some of the best games that are now on the store came from App Lab.
Mm-hmm. I mean, how often am I sitting
not with
here,
a lot of changes either,
Yeah. How often am I sitting here screaming about wanting more VR top-down real-time strategy games? On the official store, we have Deism, which is a god sim, kind of counts. It's a little bit different though.
Yeah, a little different.
But then you have Eternal Starlight, which is a full-blown real-time strategy game, another space one that seems to be the theme. So it's like, for somebody like me who loves this genre, I'm not getting it on the official store. You need App Lab. So if there's any genre of a game that you feel should be in VR, go check App Lab. There's probably something in the works.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll post something like, "Oh, I really wish this," or I'll even say something on a podcast, and then
2 days later,
somebody in Discord will post, well, they have it.
Yep. So on that note, if anybody has any good ship flying games, like Spaceship in outer space, where you're flying the ship,
fly the ship inside the ship, not looking at it.
That's
I don't want to toss it.
That's what Stratus is currently looking for.
I want thrusters and steering wheels or ship wheels, whatever.
So if you know one, go post it in our Discord, definitely.
That is out for the Oculus, not...
Yes.
Because I guarantee someone will be like, dude...
Star Wars Squadrons.
Exactly.
But hey, we're talking about standalone Quest store. Whether it's App Lab or official
There's
store.
One that's close. There is one that I bought. I just haven't played it enough to be 100%. But I think it's a mix of flying and then top-down. We'll see.
But I'd say if you get this game, do a couple of the campaign missions, get familiar with it. If
you have to.
If you're looking for more multiplayer,
God. Just jump right in it, man.
Right? If you're looking
full-blown multiplayer, find a stranger to play with. He'll teach you.
If you're looking for multiplayer, if that's your type of game, you have endless enjoyment with this game. But if you're more of a single player, the campaign is really long too. And even it's like there's a lot of missions.
I interpret playing with the AI as single player because you're not playing with humans.
Yeah.
So it's like I fall more into that category with this game. It's like I'm good with the tournament play right now. I'm not touting myself that like sign me up.
Yeah. So even after the campaign,
so the AI is my best friend with the being able to play other maps.
Agreed. And it's like you don't only have to do the campaign to play the AI. Like I said, you can create little custom rooms, just you against AI,
which is perfect.
And you can still enjoy the
good maps too.
Yeah, you can enjoy the custom maps too, like the user made ones. With the $9.99 whatever. You just can't create them yourself, which I'm not. I'm not. Probably wouldn't be huge into creating my own map in this game. So I don't need the feature, but can't say it enough. Just $14.99 it, give everybody everything, drop the free option. I'm sorry, it hurts. If you had the game for free before, they should probably just say, whatever. You won, you got it.
I don't know what they would do for the people that
I'd say
spent the $29, but if everyone who spent the $29 is legitimately on that wall of fame,
I'd say that's enough of a justification on that.
Yeah, you could give them something
exclusive
back.
God title, something like that.
Not even just give them their money back.
Something, I don't know.
Half their money back.
There's not that many of them.
Yeah, you're not taking a loss. Because I truly believe if they are making I think it's a tough sell on the App Lab store based on the current, and I'll agree with you with something you said. They do give you too much free.
Yeah,
so
there's almost
they've
no
essentially
reason to
given
get
you
unless you like the campaign, that's like the main reason to get the full game, in my opinion.
Yeah, but even what you're getting today for free is like, it's too much game if you're going to try to charge 14, or I'm sorry, 9. The other price that it is when it's not on sale is 14, and then the 20 plus.
I say drop both of the other two options. Drop the free, drop the $29.99,
or cut the free down to like a demo.
2 campaigns,
because it's
and
legitimately
no multiplayer.
Its own game. You could never buy the game, never support the dev, never do jack, and you still have a ton of content to play.
Yes, so many hours. Because even though you only get the 6 campaign mode, you can do AI matches like, against
Dude,
bots.
I don't own the game, and I joined your
Now I did.
You hosted one.
Yeah, I'm on the founders wall, and that's the thing. So you have limited match types for hosting, but then I can just host whatever one. So you only need one person to buy it. I would just honestly.
I'm not having any less fun because I didn't pay for it, and it shouldn't be that way.
No, from a business standpoint, like I keep saying, drop the free, drop the $29.99. Like all other games freaking do, just one rate for your game, and that's the content in it.
No, even some games that came out with that multi-price tier have since
dropped it. It's like
dropped it. It just doesn't financially make you the money that you need.
Well, and I'll even say from a consumer standpoint, it feels weird. It's like I'm picking and choosing features. It's like I personally as a consumer don't like tiered pricing. I like flat rate.
I agree.
Yeah,
I totally agree.
But
I don't want to beat it to death.
As a game, the gameplay, the game itself, freaking amazing. But on that note, you want to take our break for our sponsors and come back with our final thoughts and rating before we keep repeating ourselves?
Absolutely.
All right. So we'll be back with you in just a moment. Like I always say every week, though, go join our Discord, our subreddit, join the Patreon. Like I said, this game was actually a Patreon voted game, from our Patreon users. So, go check out those. Those links are in the show notes, and we'll be back with you with our final thoughts on Gods of Gravity. This podcast is brought to you by Kiwi Design, the leader in MetaQuest and VR accessories. And now you can deck out your device while supporting the podcast. The MetaQuest 2 is a great headset, but do you ever feel things could be a bit more comfortable? Well, we have the solution for you. With lens protectors, controller grips, face covers, head straps, link cables, headset stands, and more, including my two personal favorites, the top version controller grips with added weight and an extended handle, and the Kiwi upgraded Elite strap. Let's be real. We've all whacked our controller. Don't be the guy messaging Oculus support for your own mistake or waiting weeks for an out-of-stock controller. Visit the link in our show notes to prepare yourself today. After visiting the link in our show notes, make sure to use the promo code Ruff Talk VR at checkout, all one word, to take full advantage of your savings. And make sure to click the link in our show notes so the podcast gets credit and you help support us. Remember, whatever you need, Kiwi has you covered.
Hey everyone, welcome to Fresh Ball Fall. It's the season of pumpkin spice and making sure your crotch looks nice. That means sipping cider in the fall breeze and using Manscaped products to trim your balls with ease. That's right, today's show is brought to you by Manscaped, a company here to make sure that your foliage isn't the only thing shedding its excess leaves. Heck, even Mother Nature knows it's time to lose the excess clutter for fall. Join the 6 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped by going to manscaped.com for 20% off plus free shipping with the code RuffTalkVR. Whether you're brand new or already with us at Manscaped, you could use the crown jewel of care for your family jewels, the Platinum Package 4.0. With this glorious package, you can align your entire hygiene routine all in one swoop. Inside, the 10 Platinum Package is everything you know and love about the Performance Package, plus some shower goodies included to elevate your grooming game to platinum. The Lawnmower 4.0 body trimmer and Weed Whacker nose and ear hair trimmer feature proprietary advanced skin-safe technology to protect your delicate parts and holes. Both are waterproof so you can keep scaping even as the weather's change. In addition to shaving, you can now completely upgrade your shower routine with the Ultra Premium Body Wash and Ultra Premium 2-in-1 Shampoo plus Conditioner. You'll have your skin and hair feeling hydrated and smelling fresh. Don't forget to apply their aluminum-free Ultra Premium deodorant, and don't worry, it's not pumpkin spice, it's a cologne-quality fragrance. But we shouldn't have a signature scent for our pets. Use Crop Preserver, Ball Deodorant, and Crop Reviver, Ball Toner to make sure your go-to smell is top shelf and not sweaty balls. Manscaped even threw in 2 free gifts for their Platinum Package 4.0, the Manscaped Boxers and Shed Travel Bag, both specifically made to hold your goodies. Get the Platinum Package this fall. These products are guaranteed to be hits for your dangly bits. Go to manscaped.com and get 20% off plus free shipping with the code RuffTalkVR. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com when you use the code RuffTalkVR. Manscaped, clear out the leaves. It's your tree trunk's time to shine. Today's episode is sponsored by True Classic. Guys, let's get real for a second. Your significant other will be way less upset about your gaming streak if you're looking fine as hell while you play. Finding that perfect fitting t-shirt can be a terrible experience. The thing is either way too tight, has a case of bacon neck, or is just plain big and boxy. Luckily, True Classic makes quality clothing for every guy. Whether you're on VR, PC, Xbox, PS5, or yes, even the Wii, they've made finding that perfect fit easy with their formula. A closer fit in the arms and chest to show off your muscles. We know you're getting a workout while gaming. Let those toned arms shine. Plus, they leave wiggle room in the torso to keep things cozy. All of their styles are super soft, and it's a great price for what you're getting. So guys, no excuses. Don't be a noob. Get rid of those ratty t-shirts I know that you've been hanging on to for years and get ready to upgrade. We have an exclusive deal for our listeners. We want to hook you up with some true classic. For a limited time only, get 20% off with the code Ruff Talk VR at trueclassic.com. Almost all men's t-shirts are designed to look good on a certain body type. Think skinny models with six-packs or Dscruffles over here. But most of us aren't packing anything but a few beers, and there's nothing wrong with that. My dudes, it's simple. You are wearing the wrong clothes. True Classics tees taper off towards the bottom, but they fit tighter around the chest and shoulders. You can throw on that True Classic with confidence, knowing they've got your bases covered. True Classic is much more than just a t-shirt company. They have all the menswear staples you could need, from polos and workout shirts with the same flattering fit to boxer briefs that'll keep your boys feeling nice and comfortable. And for any of the big boys out there, they have tall sizing and up to triple XL on all their staple colors. True Classic will make you feel your best by accentuating the places the eye goes to first. Wink, wink. Whether you have abs or a delicious, soft, creamy center, their clothes look great on all body types. Skinny guys, big guys, buff guys, gaming guys, True Classic has you covered. Get comfortable, get going, and upgrade your wardrobe with True Classic. Get 25% off at trueclassic.com with the code word RuffTalkVR. Free shipping included on purchases over $100. 100% risk-free guarantee with a 30-day return policy. True Classic. When you look good, you feel good.
And we are back. So, like I always say, our categories for our final score, they get broken down into 5 categories that are each rated 1 to 20, with those categories being gameplay, aesthetics, functionality, replayability, and value. The total of those 5 different categories make up the final score. I believe I went last week. Is that correct?
You did, sir.
Okay, so we always volley back and forth. That would mean this week
we try to. I'm sure we've messed it up a handful of times.
Can I make a guess?
What?
We have the same exact score today. Let's see, though.
We'll see.
I think this happens a lot, and I swear to everybody, we did not look at each other's scores.
We never score share.
Didn't talk. Sucks. No, it influences the other, because there's times that we'll be talking about the game midweek, and it'll be like, oh, somebody will say something, and it'll be like, yeah, that's a good point. But it's like, should have just kept it shut so we could have saved it for the podcast. It's very easy to influence each other.
Then we don't get to bring it up again. Mm-hmm. It sucks.
There's even sometimes I don't change my score while you're reviewing, but there's times I've heard you review. Either I just said my review or, you're going next. I'm like, damn, that's a good freaking point. Now I don't feel confident. Like, now my score, I kind of think he made a better argument.
Well, how's this? The scores are usually so similar in ratio that if a point were to be made, or even if someone heard it and was like, no, I kind of agree with the other guy, it doesn't, you're talking a point margin of maybe 5. I don't think we've been really far off each other, which is weird.
There's also been times that we have the same total score,
but different areas.
Yeah.
That so it's just perspective.
And like we always say, if we hate a game, if a game that we don't find
it good, review it.
No, we don't want to sit here and shit on somebody's product for an hour.
Because to somebody, it's not a shitty game.
And what I've started to learn is like, dude, there's so many games we want to review, and time goes quick. 1 game a week. It's like, I don't want to spend my time playing and shitting on a game just that I don't like when there's 10 other games that I want to review that I actually enjoy. Like, no, that doesn't work like that.
I'm into the enjoying the VR experience.
Yeah. So nonetheless, I'm sorry for going off there. I'll let you take the lead.
You want to give Crispy a quick little shout out and
kicking
some ass?
Yeah, we should. Crispy, we ran our Mother Gunship challenge for who could go the farthest in endless mode, and he dropped a hell of a score.
Like 170 something.
Mm-hmm. Like, that was pretty impressive. I think, didn't you technically go a little bit?
Yeah, I got like a 190 something. But the minute I posted it, I was like, you know what?
We got to give this goes to Crispy.
I'm like, this guy put in a lot of hours, and theoretically, if I hadn't dropped my score, he, so in my heart, he won.
Yeah, we'll send something.
So Crispy, congratulations. Kicking some serious ass, 4 hours of.
I wish I could have seen both of your guys' last couple rooms before you lost.
Pretty intense.
Yeah, I can only imagine. But nonetheless, I'll let you take the lead.
But today we are talking about Gods of Gravity. So this is weird. I kind of went into this, because it was chosen. It wasn't something we had stumbled on. It was something that was picked for us to do. So I guess my mindset was a little different. I didn't think I was going to enjoy it that much, just starting at the description and then looking at it and being like, this might be a little weird. Get over a minor learning curve, and it's not the game's fault. They do a great job of educating you. It's just my mindset, similar to yours with these type of games, is like blah, 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 move, so it's like I do the basics and then kind of figure it out later, or complain the tutorial never did that, and then go do it and be like, oh, it was like literally the first thing they said to do. But the gameplay is friggin' awesome. I give it a 20. I want to play it even as I'm talking about it. When we were playing after midnight, I wanted to play again. It's fun. I feel like it's different every time I play it. It's not predictable. I don't know, based on what I do, the AI is going to do something different. So I can't knock it for anything. Aesthetics, definitely not a 20. Just the graphics alone will kind of knock it down, but the total package is a 15. The sound effects are nice enough. When you capture the sun and it releases its solar energy and it goes soaring across the universe, it's pretty cool. I mean, and I don't grow tired of it. The simple sounds of if I try to throw my ships into a planet I don't have quote unquote energy for, it's a distinct sound. You'll instantly know. And like, no, pull back. So I give it a 15. Functionality, could find nothing wrong. I was clowning around like crazy in the lobby, jerking the thing all around, like, headbutting you, and you were even chasing me, and we just kept rolling backwards into the universe, which really blew me away. I thought it was going to be like a wall at some point, but we were like, dude, we're pretty far away from we need to get back to our home base here. So I give it a 20 in functionality, and I'm happy there's no glitches. Replayability, I got to give them a 20. They give you so damn much, and I'm just talking the free thing, because you can play the multiplayer maps with it. So there's no reason to really, unless you just become so damn good. But for someone like me, that's going to take so damn long. I'm getting months and months and months and months and months of play out of this before I think it's going to become any chance of like being redundancy. So replayability of 20 and value for money. This is weird. I'm basing it off of the ability to just go and get it, not thinking of the 3-tiered. So there is no cost to play the game right now, and they give you a shit ton to play for free. So I can't give them anything below a 20. My only thing, and we've said it to nauseum, is, the tiered pricing is freaking weird. I would have rather just paid $15 to own everything. Even if that meant I don't get to create maps, who cares? They give you a shit ton, and then they can invest that $14.99 into making more maps themselves. But I got to give them a 20, so they get a 95.
That's hard to argue with anything that you had said. I mean, I even before I get into my score again, the only criticism I have is the tiered pricing. It's
yeah,
weird.
And I couldn't. There was a way I could have been like, haha,
95 is damn
give
good.
You a 15, but it's like the reality is what you're getting for free, which is above and beyond what anybody should ever get for free for a game that theoretically is trying to charge you money. I can't gig them anything.
And the only category that they got any damage on was aesthetics, which we say all the time. Yeah. A 15 on aesthetics is damn good.
Oh no, it's not hurtful at all.
The thing is that 20s are red matter too. In Maestro, that game on App Lab we talked about one day.
Yeah, it's got everything. It's got the visuals and
if that's a 20, it's like this is a 15. But is 15 bad? No, that's damn close to a 20.
It's better than a 5.
95 is damn good.
Yeah, 95. I'm actually pleasantly surprised, and I hope they make a nice push to the store.
Agreed. But so going into it, gameplay, I got to agree with exactly what you said. I can't give them anything on that category for a strategy game in VR. I'm somebody who fiends for these type of games. This game has time melting away from me. Like I could play it endlessly. Like you said, we finished multiplayer. It's past bedtime. I got to go to sleep, but damn if I wish I didn't have another hour to do another one. I always want to do the next campaign mission, battles against AI. It's so fun. It's the more I play it, the more in-depth it gets, the more I understand the strategy. It gets even more fun. So gameplay, I got to give them a 20. 15, I agree with you. Aesthetics, I agree with you for 15. Not the best graphics. It's like I said, not Red Matter, not Maestro, but it's also not anything, low resolution, especially like you said, when you factor in the sounds of everything, there's no like blaring music that you got to turn down your headset. It's mostly just sound effects. But even when you're playing like a huge map, those sound effects can be very useful for you because there's times that you're attacking on the right, but you hear stuff going on the left, like a battle. You already know you got to go. And yeah, the sound of loading in ships into a base, hearing both sides go to war is freaking awesome. It does sound a little different when somebody gets completely mowed down. You already know, like you said, based off sound. So between the graphics, not the best, but really not the worst at all, and the way that they balanced all the audio in it, 15 on aesthetics. Functionality, no glitches, which is so nice for a game like this. In strategy games, you really can't have bugs because like if you should have won and you don't because of a strategy, because of a glitch in a strategy game, that's that'll turn somebody off from ever playing it again. So I didn't have a single bug. It was funny when we thought we had a bug with the energy stuff, just couldn't figure out how that works. We're just dumb. I don't know. that was funny. Once we figured it out, it was hilarious. So functionality, I'm gonna give them a 20. Replayability, I'll give them a 20. Say it ad nauseum. They give you too much for free. You could play, this game for 60 hours and never spend $1. I'll put the disclaimer. I bought the game. I bought the $9.99 edition. That's $9.99 until December 31st. Then after December 31st, it goes up to $14.99. And I don't know if you'll get on the wall after the 31st. I think you have to buy it before the 31st to get on the wall. So I am on the wall. So much content, So replayability, I'm going to give them a 20 as well. If you like strategy games, you're going to be losing time, just melting away. You're going to be staying up too late, thinking about it. It's a great game in that regard. In value, if the game was flat $14.99, I would still give them a 20 in value. But with the amount they're kind of shooting themselves in the foot, the amount that you have for free, there's no way I can rate them anything other than 20 for value. But I will say, if the game was flat $14.99, I think I would still give them a 20 in value. Just putting that out there. But in its current state, with the amount they give you for free, yeah, no brainer. So 20, 15, 20, 20, 20, literally the exact same score as you, 95.
All right, you called it.
Yeah, I knew it right away because I was like, there's only one category in our rating system that would be reasonable to gig them on, in my opinion, which is aesthetics. As I'm going through it mentally, I'm like, what can you gig them on?
Really nothing.
Yeah.
No, they did a really well-built game, and obviously they want to put a lot more into it. Mm-hmm. So that's a home run for everybody.
Mm-hmm. You can do...
But hey, I'm willing to pay.
Yeah.
I don't need... No, and I mean, sometimes it's easy, too, to forget that, like, pretty much when you're on App Lab, it's, you're not rolling in there with a marketing team. And
no, it's probably guys that they're probably such nice people. They're scared to charge people. Like they feel weird doing it or whatever.
Could be.
But I don't think that they'll get on the official store with tiered pricing versus having a flat rate versus that.
I can't imagine they're having like frame rate issues or anything.
No. Hey, we never know. But it's, maybe there's some small tuning, but I agree. It didn't feel like that at all.
No.
On gameplay quality, everything that's inside the game is worthy of being on the official store. I think the only thing stopping them is their pricing.
Yeah.
And then once that's fixed, this is
I think it gears them up for the long haul better than something that might not pan out as well as it could have in the long haul.
Because it's a great game. And I think that there's a lot of people who don't browse App Lab but use the Quest that would buy this game and love it. And it would actually...
this hits the store. It'll make a name for itself.
We both love those strategy games. Again, one of the first games I ever remember seeing as a kid was Red Alert. You freaking dumping hours
Red
into
Alert
it.
2 is still one of my favorite Fucking A, man. Is it such a good game?
But top-down strategy, how good would Red Alert work in VR? It'd be freaking awesome.
Probably be so stupid easy to port over, too.
I mean, one of the hardest parts about this game is the fact that it's real time. There's no pausing or slowing down or anything like that. And just dealing with the multiple fronts of combat, getting attacked from the left and right. And you're like, oh my God, I took 3 of his bases, but then he took 2 of mine over here. Yeah, I still got a net, but
it's fun.
Oh my God, so much fun. We gotta do the boss battle.
I don't ever want to have a Discord game night with this, though.
I think that will get pieced up.
Yeah, I don't want to get worked over like that.
But you can see the potential for tournaments. Like,
oh my God. Yeah, easily, dude.
We could even do team-based tournaments.
And there's a couple of names in that tournament board that is there frequently. So whoever that person is, stay away from them.
But I'll say, hey, in their current pricing model, I'll say it's a must play for anybody because it's free to grab. Yeah. It's free to grab. So what are you going to hurt? What are you going to lose by getting it?
You're going to lose nothing but, for free as many hours you want to spend.
And if it feels too complex, just do a couple campaign missions and you'll get it. Yeah, you'll get it.
Or even better, do a multiplayer setup with just you and an easy AI.
Yeah, I think the campaign teaches you good too because unfortunately in the multiplayer, you're going to have all of the gameplay features. Yeah. Right off, you're going to have the asteroids, the
zero
nukes.
Knowledge.
Yeah, versus in the campaign, all right, now here's the nukes, now here's the battleship, here's the laser, here's the black
Sending
hole,
all your
here's the sun.
Troops to the black hole thinking you can teleport.
Yeah, something like, because you're doing the wormhole, so why not? Yeah. So no, they did a great job. Props to Gods of Gravity. Props to Trass Games. Hopefully, this is one that we're talking about in Monday Morning News. Going to the official store.
We'll be watching this one carefully.
Yeah, and if maybe one day when we get good, we can host a tournament. But I need some more practice time. Definitely.
For now,
no. I'll be playing against the easy AI, having competitive 30-minute matches, 40-minute matches.
Yeah.
The one we did last night was probably like what, an hour.
Multiple. Easily.
Yeah.
Easily.
And half of that was just me versus the AI, the last AI.
Oh, yeah, because I got smoked.
Well, no, you were the second one taken out.
Yeah.
Magenta went out first, right?
I didn't go out swinging, that's for sure.
All right, but fun stuff this week. Like I always say, check out our official Discord, official subreddit, our Patreon, and stay tuned for next week. Subscribe, rate us 5 stars, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Take care.
Ciao, ciao.